Chess is a game of intellect, strategy, and integrity, but unfortunately, sometimes we encounter players who opt for questionable methods. Cheating in chess is a regrettable reality in the modern era. Players using external assistance like computer engines can disrupt and ruin the integrity of the game. Online chess platforms must implement robust anti-cheating measures to maintain fair play and uphold the spirit of chess. Welcome, chess enthusiasts, to a highly anticipated showdown between Grandmaster Erik Hansen and an ambitious challenger who's putting $250 on the line. Welcome back to the King's Knight. The game begins with the challenger making the first move. Grandmaster Hansen, known for his formidable skills, must have expected an easy match given his opponent's rating of 978. But after the first few moves, things start to get interesting. The challenger is making some incredibly strong moves. It's as if they have a deep understanding of this opening and the best lines that are played, which is starting to look suspicious. After just 12 moves, the challenger randomly moves their king to h1. This move is highly irregular, and it's a clear sign that something weird is happening. Erik Hansen must be realizing that he's not up against an ordinary 900 rated player. This is a definite red flag for cheating. As the game unfolds, we'll have to see how Grandmaster Erik Hansen responds to this unexpected turn of events. Will he manage to overcome the cheater, or will the cheater's illicit tactics prevail? Let's see. Both players have made multiple moves, and the game has reached a critical juncture. Grandmaster Hansen has managed to corner his opponent's king with both his queen and bishop, applying significant pressure. Winning here would be quite an accomplishment, as it's not every day that you get to defeat a chess cheater. Even for someone like Erik Hansen, beating a cheater is close to impossible. However, the cheater comes up with an interesting move, shifting their rook to g1. It seems they have their sights set on a potentially power move involving g5, which, if followed by rook to h3, could trap Erik's queen, forcing him to give it up. After Erik plays h6 in hopes to stop the cheater's g5, his opponent plays it anyway, an incredibly weird move for any player to make. After contemplating, Erik takes the pawn with his bishop. The cheater is now creating a substantial attack, pinning Black's king with the threat of 2 rooks and a queen. The pressure is mounting and Erik is facing an uphill battle to defend his position. The situation in this game has become highly complex and intense. The cheater, making a move with the queen to a2, is threatening to checkmate Erik's king. However, Erik defends his king, but this defense comes at a cost. He is forced to give away his queen in the position. The game is rapidly heading towards its conclusion. After a few more moves, the game comes to an end with a powerful checkmate with queen to e4, and Erik's king has no safe squares to move to. Following this game, the opponent was found to have a staggering 97% accuracy rate, while Grandmaster Hansen had only 83%. This strongly indicates the use of external assistance. And so the player was reported, and this led to their rightful banning from chess.com, reinforcing the commitment to fair play in the chess community. But what happens when a cheater takes on the best player in the world? In an extraordinary encounter, world champion Magnus Carlsen was challenged by a player named Alexander K. While Alexander appeared to be a normal player, he was secretly cheating. The game begins with Magnus moving his knight to g3, and Alexander responds by pushing his pawn to f5. After a few moves, the opening evolves to a variation of the Dutch opening, a familiar territory for Magnus. He takes the knight and follows up with bishop to d3, attacking Alexander's knight. In a stunning exchange, queens are traded off, revealing the true power of Magnus Carlsen. While Alexander may be a cheater, Magnus Carlsen's mastery of chess, particularly endgames, surpasses that of any human player. The real engine here is Magnus, and his skills are unmatched. Magnus Carlsen makes a daring move, placing his knight on g5, threatening to fork the king and the rook, setting up a deadly attack. Alexander swiftly blocks this threat by moving his king back. Both players continue to develop their pieces, and although the cheater has one extra pawn, Magnus is well aware that he can quickly level the playing field. After a few more moves, Magnus decides to capture the extra pawn with his knight, regaining the material he had lost. This gives Magnus a slightly better position than his opponent. But Alexander K is not giving up easily. He makes a strategic move by advancing his rook to d8, suggesting a trade with Magnus. It's at this point that Magnus begins to realize how precisely his opponent is playing. With this profound respect for his opponent's skills, Magnus takes a more cautious approach, moving his pawn to f3. It seems that Magnus is adapting to the situation, considering the cheater's capabilities and opting for a safer approach in this highly competitive battle. The game is taking a fascinating turn as both players adjust their strategies. Magnus starts to realize that he might have some winning chances here, even though his opponent is playing remarkably well. But it all changes when the player moves his knight back, revealing that he might be physically playing a cheater. A pair of rooks are exchanged and the game grinds down into an extremely close endgame. Magnus Carlsen has over a minute and 30 seconds on the clock, while his opponent is running low on time. Alexander places knight to d4, prompting Magnus to move his king closer, giving a triple attack on the knight. Alexander, however, manages to defend his position. With no clear way to outplay each other, both players continue to move their pieces, searching for an advantage. But then, Alexander's clock runs out of time, destroying his chances of beating the world champion. In the aftermath of the game, it was confirmed that Alexander K was using the Stockfish chess engine, a powerful computer program. Even the world-renowned chessbot couldn't defeat Magnus Carlsen, showcasing the world champion's remarkable skills and his ability to hold his own against the toughest challenges, even in the realm of online chess. Onto the final game. In a highly unusual online match, world champion Vishy Anand takes on Nikhil Kamath, who has an online rating of 400, making his chances of beating Vishy statistically impossible. However, as the game progresses, it becomes obvious that Nikhil is a far better player than anticipated, and suspicions start to raise as Nikhil keeps glancing to the side, a clear sign that he might be consulting something off-screen, possibly indicating cheating. Nonetheless, Anand holds an advantage with an extra pawn on the board. This advantage disappears as Nikhil starts launching a series of threats. Anand's knight is under attack twice, and one of his pawns is about to fall, creating a precarious situation for the world champion. Anand, recognizing the danger, decides to play his knight to g4 to capture the pawn on h4. Nikhil must react, and he does so by playing his queen to e8, delivering a check to the king. At this point, the commentators watching the game are stunned by what they're witnessing. Nikhil places his queen on c5 with another check, forcing Anand to move his king to the corner. Nikhil, seemingly looking at an engine or some external assistance off-screen, once more plays the best move, rook to c1, which Anand blocks with his knight. Nikhil is now in a winning position in this game. However, with Nikhil's time running dangerously low, Anand realizes that he can potentially flag him. Nikhil places queen to d1, threatening to capture Anand's knight with a back rank checkmate. Anand is now faced with a crucial decision: to win on time and secure the game, or to resign, which would likely expose Nikhil as a cheater. He carefully calculates his options before ultimately deciding to resign. With Nikhil winning the game, he maintains an emotionless demeanor. However, his tactics have not gone unnoticed. He was later exposed as a cheater on chess.com, leading to the banning of his account and an apology to the entire chess community. We thank you for watching The King's Knight. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment of your favorite game. Share this video and leave a like. And if you would like to see more content like this, subscribe.